Where did it all start?
Well, it started on a Monday. We was given a piece of paper off Daniela, asking us to write down who we'd like to be in our group. Myself, I wrote down Damien and Connor Hallisey, but I didn't get any of them too. I ended up in a group with Connor Pilkington, Connor Thompson and Chloe Yeoman. Also we had Zoe Rowlands, but in the end she didn't end up turning up.
What were your ideas, intentions, so to speak?
Our ideas were that we got a pack of stimulus, like in a little wallet, and we saw 4 main pieces of stimulus out of about 8 or 10 or something like that. And first one we saw that we could use was the glasses. The second one was the Sixth Sense poster. The other one was the sleeping mask, and the fourth one was the perfume. We chose the glasses because we thought of like the Spiderwick Chronicles, how we could, if you don't have the glasses on, you can't see the ghosts, but if you have the glasses on, you can see the ghosts, a bit like in the film. And the other one's like all kind of linked, apart from the aftershave, but we thought we could use that for messing with the dad's head when he was asleep.
What research did you use?
Our research that we did was what was a fringe, like what was a fringe show and all that. Found out when the Ouija board was made, what time period the World War was in. We looked at a few directors and all that. And yeah.
What books did you read?
Honestly, we didn't read any books because we didn't really feel the need to read books. I don't like reading either.
What artists, designers or craftspeople did you gain inspiration from and why?
We didn't actually get any inspiration of the artists or craftspeople really. We just went off our own knowledge of what looks good in a horror film and what doesn't look good.
How did tutors and peers provide influences to your early ideas?
The tutors helped us by giving us the actual resource pack, but after that it was all up to us. They didn't have much to do with it really. The peers helped out by giving us ideas on what to do in the next scenes and however we can do anything else. What they both did was give us feedback every time we performed the scene or the full thing, to give us critical improvement or say this worked well and that didn't.
Did your planning cover all eventualities?
Essentially the planning messed up. I don't think we stuck to the plan once. Really it was that difficult to do that we just couldn't stick to the plan. We had to do different things at different time. Due to people not being in, due to time slots being changed because of showbacks and all that.
Did you manage to complete your project objectives?
We managed to complete the piece, but I wouldn't say it was to the best of standards because I don't feel it was very good. We had Chloe Yeoman and Connor Thompson both walk out on us at one point, so it was just me and Connor Pilkington. So we had to try and think of something that we could do instead of doing the actual piece, but in the end they came back and they tried to blame us for walking out, but we didn't make them walk out. So what can you do?
How committed were you to getting strong results?
I always want to have good results, but I don't think Fringe had given me because it wasn't a very good project for me. I don't think we did well as a group or individually, like anyone, but in our group that is. It's just, I've done all the coursework that I needed to do on time, and it was just the rehearsal stages that didn't really work to how I wanted them to.
How did you use your increasing knowledge base to help move forward your ideas and predict new areas for future exploration?
I used my knowledge of what a horror film, like, what's the context of a horror film, like what's in one, and using all the information that I've got from watching films in the past, we tried to like put them all into one. Like not all of them obviously, but a few of them. Like we had Spiderwick Chronicles, which wasn't a horror film, but it helped us along with our piece. And there was other films like what's it called now? Oh, it's a film where he pulls someone out under the bed. Is it Freddy Krueger or something like that?
Paranormal Activity.
Paranormal Activity, that's it. And someone pulls them out of the underneath the bed. We use that. We use banging from pretty much every horror film going.
Banging.
Right, shut up. So that helped us move forward really, and it helped us know what can and can't be used on a stage in a theatre, whereas it can be used on set and a film like crew. But it's just like the restrictions that we have looking on a theatre compared to how they have on a film set.
How might what you've learned during your FMP influence you once you start a university course or an employment career?
It's shown me what's in the industry and what you can and can't do, what's stupid and what's smart to do. It's shown me that you can't have as many breaks as you want. You've got to be there and committed, and you've got to put 100% effort in at all times. You can't have a day off pretty much. Like once you have a day off, you've got 10,000 assignments to do, and then your cat died as well. So you've got everything to do.
It's that fucking cat. What, I'm finished?
How effective was your research in terms of depth, relevance and variety?
Our research helped out a lot really, because it helped us on the time zones of when our piece was and when. We found out what a fringe show actually was. It's basically a show that's been put on to fill in time really. That's what I found out anyway. And I'm not too sure about going to university yet, but employment, I don't know where I'd go for employment because I haven't really looked into it as of yet. What's the Alright.
How effective was your research in terms of depth, relevance and variety?
I've had that one, haven't we?
Yeah, sorry.
Next one then.
Describe the part of your research that became most relevant and explain why.
The part of the research that became most relevant was the Ouija board, because we set out a massive idea of saying we wanted a Ouija board in our piece, and we had it like our minds set on that, and then Daniela brought it to our attention that if we had an Ouija board in the First World War, then what about if it didn't come out by then? What about if it came out after the World War? So we had to do some research finding out when the Ouija board was founded, and luckily it came out in the 1800s, so we got away with that one.
Describe the effectiveness of your developments in terms of timing. Breadth, is that?
You sure you passed English?
I don't know what it says, just carry on.
And depth.
Honestly, the effectiveness of the timing, it was shocking. We couldn't really stick to the time schedule because we used to overrun on stuff, underrun on stuff, like what we'd done, and getting along with the work seemed like a struggle because not everyone was 100% focused at all times, me included, and it was hard getting everyone to work at a constant rate.
How did your ideas change? What influenced you to change them?
Our ideas changed when we was meant to lift Chloe out of the bed, but because of the angle we had to have the bed on the stage due to the back curtain, I couldn't get the leverage on moving because the wall was right behind me. And because of that, we couldn't lift her properly. So we had to change that and just have her drop to the floor, as if we just like let go, if you will. And another idea that we had to change, but we kept it the same, was when Chloe Ullman and Connor Thompson both walked out, and me and Connor decided that we'd do a singing act or something along them lines to fill in our time slot that we had, because we wanted our grades and we didn't really care if they didn't get them because they walked out.
Were there any technical or logistic issues?
In the performance, there were quite a few technical problems because we had quite a few stage changes, and due to the timings on the lights, I think we managed to do 1 out of 7. That's because the curtains opened early, scenes started at the wrong times, and I know it wasn't anyone's fault because like we've all been rushed, but if we had a bit more time, we might have been able to sort it out a bit, let it run a bit smoother. Because we didn't have any like in the first scene, we're meant to have 2 chairs on the stage, but in the end, performance night, we didn't have any because the lights went up and the curtains were drawn, so we had to just carry on as we were.
Did you have enough time to make it?
I think we had enough time, but no, I don't actually think we had enough time because I think we needed a bit more. Not too much, like, but a bit more because like the last scene that we did was done in an hour or so. But on the other hand, you could say that we didn't work to the time's potential because I don't think we actually did work to the time's potential because we didn't get stuff done when we needed to. So yeah. Even to say it.
Right. Discuss the outcome in terms of its effectiveness, technical qualities, aesthetic qualities, fitness for purpose, and communication.
The outcome of the effectiveness of the piece was quite well because I after the piece I heard a few people saying the kids had to go outside because they were crying of being scared of our performance. The technical qualities, like I said a minute ago, they weren't too good because time changes and all that. The aesthetic, it felt like a horror film would, saying it's on stage though. The fitness purpose, I reckon the purpose worked well because we did manage to scare a few people with our piece, although it weren't everyone, but one's better than none.
So does it meet the criteria you set for yourself?
Yes and no, really, because the criteria was to make everyone scared, but not everyone was scared because a lot of people like horror films, a lot of people don't, and the people that don't made our performance worthwhile because we wanted to scare them. People that do like horror films, they didn't ruin it for us because they came and watched, and we're grateful for that, but it wasn't as effective for us because we didn't manage to scare them.
How did you respond to the feedback you've received, whether positive or negative?
The feedback that we received, we responded to it as positive as we could, really, because we didn't take it as negative. We just took it as, you need to do this to make it better, you need to do that, and it'll be great. So it wasn't, feedback wasn't really negative. It was like friendly comments saying that do this and you can do it better. So there was no really negative comments.
Does the final piece communicate the concept and or the idea you had intended?
The final piece kind of did communicate the concept of the idea, but I don't think it did it to its full potential because we didn't have enough time to say what the glasses were used for. We managed to say that the 2 ghosts were actually the children at the start and that they had died in the World War. And our idea really was to just put the story across that a father and a daughter had moved into a house and the house was haunted. I think we got that idea through to the audience.
Given the opportunity to repeat this assignment, what would you have done differently?
Give it my all really, because this project I didn't really put 100% in every time. If I'd have done that, I reckon if we all done that in our group really, I reckon we'd got a lot stronger piece and a lot higher grade, but you can't change the past now, can you? It's done, but I'd also probably change a few of the ideas, because a lot of them were a bit difficult to do from time to time, but we got through it in the end.
And what did you get from this experience?
That horror is a very hard genre to do on stage, because you don't have all the effects like a film set does, whereas you do have some effects that you can generate from the computer on Tom's side, but it's a lot more difficult than it looks on film. Also found out that me and Connor Pilkington work very well together, because we get the job done, get our research done whenever we see fit. And that's about it, yeah. That's it, Alex.
I'm just gonna end it going out my cock.